Hey guys, it's Space Cowboy 17. Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that Colin Cowherd recently did a piece on, and that was in regards to is Dak Prescott being unfairly criticized. Now, my opinions on Colin Cowherd will be expressed momentarily, but I just want to show you guys a clip of what I'm going to be talking about before we get into details. So I'm going to show you the clip right now from the herd in which I'm referring to.
I don't understand the negativity around Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboy quarterback. I just don't get it. Yesterday, Stephen Jones, son of Jerry, came out, and he basically, I don't need to play the audio, but he compared Dak to Aikman. He said he's a little bit more like Aikman than Tony Romo. He wants precise routes into the pocket, and it was kind of a shot at Dez Bryant, like actually run precise routes. But when I read that, I thought to myself, oh my God, the negativity when you compare Troy Aikman, an all-time top 10 great, and Dak Prescott. Forget the fact that Dak's had 22 wins in 2 years with major distractions. Zeke, Dez, Jerry Jones, league stuff. But I've said this before. We have an image of people based on, if I say to you, here's a guy, he's from Harvard, you automatically think, oh, he went to Harvard. He's super smart, very successful. Or you say, this guy's a doctor. The average doctor in America makes $70,000 a year. That's a nice living. The average car sales manager makes over that. The manager of a car lot. You think doctor, prestige, wealth. A lot of doctors struggling to pay bills. Okay, but there's these preconceived notions. And if you're a first-round quarterback, oh, you're a talent. You get second, third, fourth chances. Dak's a fourth-round quarterback. We always doubt him.
Okay, so I just want to interject here with what Colin just said, because I completely agree with him and what he is talking about. Now, I will say that I know that his analogies are a bit off sometimes, and that he always brings up his divorce as an analogy, which is weird. But here, when he brings up the whole college analogy, I completely agree with him. Look, you having a 4.0 GPA in a community college is going to be looked at differently than a guy or gal, whoever you want to be identified as, is going to be looked at differently than someone that goes to an Ivy League school that has a 4.0 GPA. You're not looking at the details. Are they a good person? Are they a model citizen? All those details aren't looked at. Rather, it's, oh, this person goes to this school, therefore they are automatically better, or they have a more well-rounded skill set than that person that goes to that school. Okay? Similar to the NFL. Look, Dak Prescott's a fourth-round pick. Okay? People are going to judge him differently than Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. You can put Paxton Lynch in there, but that's a complete, yeah, not really. But the point I'm trying to get at is that Dak Prescott sometimes is unfairly judged as opposed to some of these other quarterbacks when they make mistakes. Now, you might be saying, well, Space Cowboy, Jared Goff, and Carson Wentz had solid years. I mean, and not only that, it's only 2 years into the career. How fair can that be? Well, look at some other quarterbacks that have been drafted in the first round. For example, Eli Manning compared to Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger all win in the first round. And I guarantee you, if you did a redraft, I bet you that Eli Manning doesn't even go in the first round, if not the late second round. Why? Because based on what Eli has done in his career, and people will be like, well, look at his Super Bowls and stuff like that. The point I'm trying to get at is that people judge people based on where they're picked, where they go to, all the time. As much as we admit not to do that, a lot of people still do, maybe indirectly. And that's my thoughts on Dak Prescott and him being unfairly judged. People are just looking at him face value and be like, well, he did this, this, and this, and therefore he is a bust. You're not looking at the full picture, okay? Pay attention. If you look at the details, okay, Dak Prescott in 2017 was in a situation where the team was in disarray. Injuries across the board, especially in the offensive line, and its instability of creating cohesion. Okay? That's my thing. People aren't looking deep into the topic, and they're just rather looking at the numbers and saying, okay, this guy did this, this, and this, and therefore, he's not good. So, I'm sorry if that went on a little bit too long, but I just want to express my thoughts on that. And so with that being said, let's move on to the quarterback comparisons by Colin.
The numbers don't lie. But I know what you're saying, Colin. You don't like Cam. You're anti-Cam. You're not into Cam. Okay. I don't believe that to be true. I think the numbers are true. But you know what I'll do? Let's do a blind resume with Dak and 3 quarterbacks. So I'll do Dak Prescott against another number 1 pick at quarterback that wasn't Cam. All right. On the right, check. Blind resume. On the right, Dak Prescott. Who is another number 1 quarterback that Dak beats in all 4 categories? Completion, passer rating, touchdown, interception, winning percent. Matt Stafford beats him significantly in all the categories. Colin, but that's not fair because Detroit's a lousy organization. All right. Let's go to what we perceive to be a well-run, well-coached organization. Blind resume with the quarterback. And this guy is a Super Bowl MVP. Once again, Dak beats him winning percentage, completion percentage, passer rating, touchdown, interception. Check. Well, who would that be? Not even close, actually. Oh, that's Joe Flacco. All right, Colin. Flacco's always been overrated. You hate Cam, and the Lions are terrible. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pick a guy that I like from a good organization that wins a bunch, and also like Dak has a really good O-line. Okay. All right. This one for sure, Dak's not gonna win. All right, Dak, winning percentage, check. Completion percentage, check. Passer rating, check. TD interception ratio, check. Who is this quarterback? Oh, it's Carson Wentz, the MVP for the first 14 weeks of the NFL season. Cam, Stafford, Flacco, Wentz. Number 1 pick, Super Bowl MVPs. The next great quarterback, Dak.
Okay, so what I want to get at is that I know some of you are probably thinking in the comment section, oh, Space Cowboy, you can't compare Dak to some of these other quarterbacks. They've been in the league much longer, and their statistics are much worse than they were, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. You want to be like that? Well, compare Dak's stats to other quarterbacks over the last 2 years, okay? So you mean to tell me that you would take Eli Manning right now over Dak Prescott? You mean to tell me that you would take Alex Smith over Dak Prescott? You mean to tell me that you would take Brock Osweiler over Dak Prescott? You mean to tell me that you would take Joe Flacco over Dak Prescott? I could go on. The point I'm trying to get at is that Dak Prescott is a solid quarterback in this league, and you have some of our own fans that are trying to trash the guy and make it seem like he's a bum or the next Quincy Carter, which he's not. You can compare their stats, and they are completely off because Dak Prescott is light years ahead of Quincy Carter. You can compare him to Troy Aikman in his first 2 years. I understand that Troy Aikman was coming into a situation where the team was completely gutted and it had no talent, but still, the point remains. You can compare him to some other quarterbacks. I'm not trying to say that, oh, he will turn out to be X quarterback or this quarterback. What I'm trying to get at is that people need to realize that Dak Prescott, whether you like it or not, is being unfairly criticized because he is, well, number 1, a 4th-round talent that people have no patience over, and especially when you just transitioned from a Tony Romo to a Dak Prescott, 2 completely different quarterbacks. And I understand, yes, Dak has to improve. That would be dumb for me to say that he's perfect. Of course he has to improve. But for you to say that this dude is trash, whether you're a fan or not, is a bit ridiculous. Compare him to some of the other quarterbacks in this league, especially what they've done lately, and I guarantee you that Dak Prescott will end up molding himself into a solid quarterback, if not a top quarterback, in years to come. Okay, he's in his 2nd year, guys. You got to cut the guy a break. And I mean, I even said that for some of the other young quarterbacks. I mean, look at this. Look at Paxton Lynch. Look at Jared Goff. Look at Carson Wentz. If we win off of these last 2 years, okay, think about it. Jared Goff and Carson Wentz had very meh or bad years in their rookie years. Dak Prescott had an amazing outer-worldly year in his rookie year. Okay, and Paxton Lynch was Paxton Lynch. I'm not even going to get into that. Compare Dak now in this year to those other quarterbacks, you'd be like, well, Jared Goff had a good year. Carson Wentz had an MVP year, and Dak Prescott had an average year. So you mean to tell me, right, Dak Prescott has a phenomenal year, a average or above average year, depending on the stats, and you compare him to his other class, rookie mates, whatever you want to refer to them, the QB mates of that class. Jared Goff had a bad year, then one good year. Carson Wentz had not a very bad, but a bad year, and then a solid MVP season. And yet, people aren't criticizing those players, but rather they're just looking at Dak and they're being like, oh, this dude's trash because he had one average season. You might as well say that about Matt Ryan. Literally is statistically worse than Dak Prescott this year, and by the same logic, he's worse than Dak. Look at Derek Carr, the guy that got a Pro Bowl nod, with the same identical stats as Dak Prescott. I'm sick and tired of people trying to hate on Dak just because, oh, you know, Dak just didn't do this or Dak didn't do that. Guys, if you sincerely think Dak sucks and you really think Cooper Rush is the answer, you probably were dropped on your head. I respect your opinion. I'm not trying to say that you aren't entitled to certain opinions, but really, you're really taking a guy that did really well in the preseason, and yet we haven't seen that translate to the regular season over a guy that has been a solid starter over the past 2 years for the Cowboys, and especially an amazing year and a very roller coaster year. Now, I don't want to let this drag on, but I just want to say that for those that want to unfairly criticize Dak Prescott, fine, you're just being ignorant, but at the end of the day, Dak does have to improve. I'm not denying that. But for you to go out there and say that Dak sucks after 2 years, especially after what's been transpiring, is completely ridiculous. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a much longer video, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there because I feel that Dak is being unfairly criticized. He's my quarterback. You know, if he does something bad, I'll admit it. But you got to realize that he's young, he's maturing, and, you know, you want to give some other quarterbacks a pass, but not him. Probably because he has a star on his helmet. And maybe some other reasons. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell for all new notifications. And I will be seeing you guys later. Bye-bye, guys.